You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs. You're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. This is, there's a happy ending, right? Right? Good morning. Do you think she made it to higher ground? I believe in Mariah. Me too. She'll be fine. Right, little guy? I'm also just not realizing I don't see his squirrel. How long has the squirrel been missing? So what do we do now? Just wait? Karen. How long? It's been almost a day since she left. Anatoly and Gregor look nervous. Someone needs to go look for her. We need to wait, Karen. Wait for what? The nearest town is miles away, right? Waiting is all we can do for now. So it could be days before she gets back? What are we supposed to eat? Mice? Must. Karen. I'm sure Anatoly will agree, but we'll discuss next options when we get to it. Every waking thought is about food now. I never should have eaten that much. Karen's hearts are involuntarily shaking. Gregor and Anatoly nod in agreement. They don't even need her to elaborate. You're sure Mariah will make it back. She promised. Everyone retreats to their areas. What do I want to do today? I could do Anatoly. I'm kind of not that worried about Karen. So what if I do Anatoly? He's also in the kitchen. Maybe Gregor, because we're at like 3 with Gregor. So it could be very useful. I could probably get him up another one. I'll look for an... He knits? Love it. I crochet, so like, ugh, love it. Gregor seems to be coping through knitting. Thanks for keeping everyone's spirits high. I know it's what Mariah would have wanted, don't you think? Have you heard the noises? Sometimes I think I hear Mariah outside, saying something I can't make out. It comes out in gasps. I think she's trying to clear water from her throat. Ah! Other times, I can hear her crying, and I never heard Mariah cry. Have you heard Mariah at night? No, I've been having some really bizarre dreams. Oh, I'm starting to lose it then. Please don't tell the others, okay? Absolutely, your secret is safe with me. Thank you. It's probably just the sound of the storms anyway, right? Gregor will remember that. Yay! I got another heart! Ugh. This makes me feel weird and bad. Leave Gregor to his delusions. I can't stop thinking about that vegetable stew. I'd be fine with the bread and jam. I'd be fine with the strawberries. Nobody else laughs. I would kill for some vegetables right about now. You would too. I'm going to try and get some sleep. Good night. Night. You fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about... You fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about desecrating a corpse. You wake in a cold sweat, in a completely different room. Did I sleepwalk? That dream seemed weird. Good morning. Karen's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? But I don't have anything. Do I? I don't really have an option. You take out a cutlet of meat and begin to cook it in the oven. Why is it so small? You cooked meat. But where did you get that? You ignore Karen's question. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Where did you... The three are looking at you, salivating. You take the char of meat out of the oven, cutting into small cutlets. They immediately grab some off the plate, chewing ferociously. You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? You explain how the meat is stored securely, hidden, so you can ration better this time. I understand. Thank you. I didn't like the achievement I got, Downward Spiral, and said you are meat. And the dream that we had last night. Anatoly runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. Well, we haven't eaten in a couple days, so his stomach's probably like... I know if I don't eat for a while, like my stomach just like kind of cramps. This taste is... Gregor wanders off. Anatoly returns, looking choked up. I was too weak. Let's eat some of the meat. Don't fight this, Anatoly. Anatoly takes a cutlet from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is coming back. I'm going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Karen leaves you with the men. Who do I talk to? Gregor is like at like we need like one more heart, and he's like in the bedroom. Like maybe we could like slide on in there. It's not the right time, but like it's a dating game, right? Like this is the goal. Maybe if I find love, we get to leave. There was something in that crack there before, wasn't there? Hey, thanks for cooking the meat earlier. I was nearly passed out from the hunger pangs. Even if I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, I appreciate the vegetarian dishes you made earlier. You really respected Mariah's boundaries. Thank you. Gregor is more dense than you give him credit for. If there's extras, slip me some meat. Okay. Well, like I couldn't use the meat before, I guess, because she was there. Yay! So he's at full, so like maybe we can get out of here now, because like... Success? Going to see how Anatoly's doing. Later. You have the bedroom all to yourself. Where do you want to check first? There was definitely something in this floorboard last time, but like it's not here now? Probably should have checked here sooner. So we're gonna check the floorboard. You notice a bone sticking out. Is it a human bone? No, chicken bone. Gross. Nightstand? Onion? Don't be a crybaby, it's just me! Onion! Boy! We're just playing some of the toys in this drawer. Onion! You're far too old to be playing with any of them. You're never too old for toys. Anyway, we need to attend the secret Chompette meeting. Boy. Smell you later! Onion bounces out of the bedroom. The drawer has various children's toys in it. What's this? June 26, 1862. I don't know what year it's supposed to be currently. Another body of a child has been discovered. Another body of a child has been discovered within the city of Zakopane, with the remains stuffed into a barrel full of potatoes. The cause of death was identical to earlier victims, with significant blood loss due to multiple stab wounds in the stomach? This is weird. This marks the fourth victim of the butcher of Zakopane in less than a month. You take the bloody newspaper with you. Yay! Why does it... There's like a face in the cabinet or something. I don't like that. The mouse hole looks really dark. I don't feel safe anymore. Hours past the meal gave everyone the perseverance to keep going. Eating will just make them hungrier. It faded. They're fine now, but soon they'll be begging for more. This is a different orientation. Wait. We've been waiting long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain that you want to ration the meat better this time, and there will be no dinner. Fine. I understand. I guess I'd rather eat tomorrow than more today. No arguments? Perfect. Everyone decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly tonight. What was the thing in the cabinet? You have a strange dream. You're having dinner with a blacksmith, but he's not touching his food. The only light in the room comes from the oven. He clears his throat, stroking his beard. Yes, I can forge anything, he says. Your eyes have been giving you issues lately? So you reply. Forge me a new eye, then? You laugh. But then the ropes come out. He ties you to the chair with a long rope to prevent you from struggling. You rip the rope apart without even trying, so the blacksmith uses a thicker rope. No turning back now. He takes a hot poker out of the coals. Holding it in front of your face, you could see his beard and eyes watching you. Wait, his beard is watching? You slowly bring back the poker, aiming carefully for your eye, before plunging it through your skull with a sickening crunch. Then the force of the blow throws you backwards a few feet. You're unable to break the ropes. You vomit all over your chest as the smell of your decimated eye floods your nostrils. The blacksmith stands over you, spitting on your body. You wake up in a cold sweat. What? Okay. That happened. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling. Take a look out the window. Did you notice anything? What was that? Okay. The floodwaters have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin. The trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now. Good morning, big guy. I'm like now looking for like moving things and stuff that's not there, that wasn't there before. Did Mariah make it back? This might sound a little crazy, but every night at 2 a.m. I can hear her outside. She makes this awful gurgling noise. She's trying to get water out of her lungs. You heard her, Gregor? Sometimes when the rain gets faint, I think I can hear her whispering. I haven't heard anything like that. When she's whispering, it's like she's trying to tell you something. Right? Is that what I just heard when we were looking out the window? Yes! I sometimes hear her crying through the radio, but that's just a broadcast. Right? I think she should have another piece of meat for breakfast. Oh, I think we should, yeah. One step closer to Mariah. It's what she would have wanted. What's gotten into you, Anatoly? Anatoly's eyes look at you, begging. Bring us another slab, please. He clearly doesn't have a stomach for it. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. Please help me. Anatoly, Gregor looks panicked at Anatoly's words. I think he's right. Please bring us more of that meat. You grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. You cut it into squares, adding it to the boiling cauldron water. It will taste bland without any seasoning, but you need to serve it up right away. What's taking so long? Boil it faster! I can only boil as fast as the water boils! It looks almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. You serve the meat in bowls. Okay. Gregor drinks the broth first before swallowing the chunks whole. Like a duck does when eating bread. Anatoly creates ripples in the broth using a spoon. He isn't eating. I'm sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. Anatoly begins to weep. You look over at Karen. You don't notice her even start to eat. There's just an empty bowl now. Okay. Karen is staring right at you. How much more meat is left? You explain how most of it has gone bad. This is the last of it. Gah! How could you be so careless again? I'm trying the best I can. You remember Karen's knife. You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? The storm isn't ending. You clear your throat. Anatoly. Yes? I think tomorrow you should look for Mariah. Or forage for plants outside. I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants like you. Please, Anatoly. You can swim back after a few hours. Gregor's right, Anatoly. Maybe you'll find Mariah out there. I think Mariah's fine by herself. He still hasn't accepted what happened yet. She doesn't need anyone's help, but we need your help, Anatoly. That's right, Anatoly. Please help us. Let me sleep on it. Okay? No problem, little guy. Like, I get it, but like, yeah, maybe looking for her is a good idea, but at this point she's definitely not alive, right? Everyone shuffles off to their rooms, reading books and knitting to pass time. You go to bed ravenous. Mariah? Something is approaching. Onion! Hey! Oh, Jesus Christ, it's scared the fuck out of me. Don't be a crybaby, it's just me. Onion! Not gonna be very sweet today. I'm worried about Anatoly. He's gonna cave to peer pressure. Can you stop him from leaving the cabin? You don't answer, Onion. Please? Don't you trust me? I shake my head. No. No, I don't. Got a fun factoid for you. Did you know that leaving out an unpeeled onion in your room absorbs bacteria? It will help prevent colds and ward off viruses. Really? That was a lie. The fun factoid of that myth? People actually believed it in the 1500s. How embarrassing. They didn't know. Who believed that? There even was a doctor in 1919 who caused a surge of people believing it. Anyway, you know what smells like a raw onion left in a room? You! It's been a while since your last bath, right? You can't remember. Could smell you before I came into the room. Onion! Yikes! So, can you stop Aunt Tilly from leaving? I know he has cabin fever, but it's ridiculous. It would be impossible to stop a grown man from leaving. Please? You don't need another one stalking the hallways. What? Tapping on the windows? Crying through the radio? You have the sudden urge to scream. Why do you think I've been using the mouse holes to get around? Scared to death that I'll run into her! Run into her? Don't make me tattle to cabbage about you. She could be as mean as potato if you get on her bad side. Just kidding, she's great. Anyways, when the time comes, just tell Aunt Tilly you care about him and don't want him to leave. Even if it's for me, okay? You can trust me. Can I? Now if you excuse me, I need to work on some new ice skates. They're made of butter slices, so I get to skate around the frying pan tomorrow. Later! Your mind finally manages to forget everything that happened. You fall asleep again, still ravenous. So is Onion good? Potato doesn't seem very nice. You have a strange dream. Of course I do. A fox is collecting payment in your living room. You despise him, so you put 2 dogs at the bottom of a sack, then add 6 chickens on top. The fox smiles at you and leaves. At some point in his journey, the fox will eventually open the sack. The dogs will tear the fox in half. Filled with such loathing for the fox, you gave him the only thing you had for food. All of those chickens. As the snow piles up outside, you begin to eat whatever you can find. Pillowcases, candles, leather, those sound awful. One day you wake up and have nothing left to eat. Absolutely nothing. Just an insatiable hunger. A few days later, and you go mad and leave the cabin, completely ravenous. A nearby tree looks like charred meat. Your iron teeth cut through the tree bark, tearing your gums apart by the splinters. Your mouth fills quickly with blood. Days later, a deer gallops by. The first creature in the woods to see your corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. No weird images that time? Okay. Great. Something smells terrible in the living room. Someone puked in a corner. But I put up with a rag to save the embarrassment. Good morning. Good morning, little guy. Well, Anthony, what's your decision? I barely slept last night. Her whiskers came through one of the holes in the floor. She kept telling me to come outside. We don't want to rush you, but one of us puked last night. So that's what that smell was. Anatoly, my patience is wearing thin. You have 1 hour to make a decision. Why so quickly? Because I'm not waiting any longer. You could see the glint in Karen's knife under her dress. Best to watch out for that knife. The group disperses. Tension seems to be rising. You have 1 hour to kill. What do I want to do? Well, I need to talk to... Oh god, he's in the basement? That immediately makes you go... No? But Onion wanted me to convince him not to go, so maybe I go to the basement and try and talk to him. And prevent that. Anatoly looks pale. Thanks for coming over. Anatoly seems comfortable by your presence. Yay! Yay! Got another heart. Gregor told me he heard Mariah. I'm sure Karen isn't being honest with me. Have you checked out the basement door closely? Every so often, I can see her peeking out at me through the holes. I really don't want to drown outside, but at least I won't have her tormenting me anymore. You know what's in the basement, don't you? I do not. Would you like to tell me? Wow. You aren't kidding anyone. You're just lying to yourself. Please get away from me. Looks like Anatoly will remember that. I don't think that's in a good way. You call everyone together for a meeting. Hey. Anatoly, you okay, little guy? Anatoly looks pale, like he's going to pass out. Anatoly, have you made your decision? Yes. I'll help you all out. I promise. I was supposed to convince you not to go. Maybe I should have just agreed with knowing what was in the basement. Thank you, Anatoly. Big tears rolled down Gregor's cheeks. I'll miss you, big guy. I'll miss you, little guy. Thank you, Anatoly. I know this wasn't easy, but it's for the best. Can I say Karen out there? Ugh. Karen? Yes? Gregor looks at you expectantly. Do you want to say anything to Anatoly? You say nothing. Goodbye, Anatoly. Goodbye, everyone. Good luck, little guy. Yay, he left the cabin. Ugh. Then there were two? See you soon, little guy. Guess all we can do now is wait. Good night. Karen goes to the bedroom to sleep. I didn't tell him the truth. Gregor's getting choked up. I didn't tell him. Missing him already. Gregor curls up on the couch for the night, turning his back to you. I didn't even get the option to try and convince him not to go. You shut your eyes quickly. You shut your eyes, quickly falling asleep. You hear a scraping from the floor. Found you! You explain how this isn't a good time right now. Yeah, not really the best. This is no laughing matter. I'm worried about Gregor. He's as tall as a tree, but as dumb as a brick. What's the root of that? Another cornbread classic. You're being very unpopular right now. That's a tree reference. Got it? Get it? Sorry, not got it. Get it. Anyway, you need to protect Gregor from that red-haired woman. Cabbage called an emergency chomp that meeting and told me to give you the mission. Watch out for that knife and protect Gregor at all costs. Understood? Yes. I understand. I will save the gentle giant. Mission accepted, sir. It's the least you can do, right? You tell Bread that pun didn't make sense. What? Yeast! Least! It's totally funny. On a roll today, I'll see you around. Bread hops away, squeezes himself through the mouse hole with a small... You fall asleep, thinking about what Bread told you. Protect Gregor. You have a strange dream. It's lying on a table in front of you. You take off the glasses first, practically cracked, and set them down next to the workbench. Working the saw, you wrap the cuts in a new old newspaper. Working the saw, you wrap the cuts in an old newspaper. Some of it gets soggy immediately, so you begin drying the cuts with a towel before wrapping. Much better. You hear something approaching, so you clench a fist and get ready to strike whatever's coming for you. You wake in a cold sweat. Okay, great. How many days are there?